Welcome to Germany. We're at the Frankfurt International Auto Show. This is a huge, huge show. I hope you have your walking shoes on.
It's not sweet and sour, it's sweet and sauerkraut. So you know what I was looking up, Brian? Are we rolling?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
We're rolling.
I was looking up biggest auto shows. You and I have been to Beijing and Shanghai. Frankfurt still is the biggest.
It's huge.
They call it the Olympics of automotive.
Okay, we are situated right now in the Volkswagen building. Group building. And for some auto shows, this would be the whole auto show.
Yeah.
And this is one building. And so
if this was a Canadian auto show, this would be one thing. Lots of halls. How many halls are there? 12, I think.
12 halls. This is one of them. There's everything. And then you have the outside. The outside, you have off-roading, you have EV rides, you got things for the kids. There's a vintage car hall.
Oh, I didn't see that.
I saw that. There's some really cool things. I saw a Lamborghini tractor.
Really?
Like really, it's if you have a €250,000, you could put that in your
food
in the garage.
You can have, I had currywurst.
Yes.
Should we let everybody know what currywurst is?
Currywurst is it's very popular in Germany, northern Germany. Essentially, it is wieners and glorified ketchup with curry powder on top.
It looks disgusting. Every time I come to Germany, I take a picture and I send it to my wife, and she says, that's disgusting. But you know what? It wouldn't be the Frankfurt Auto Show if we didn't eat some.
No, you gotta have currywurst when you're here. But yeah, there is so much to do. It's not just cars, it's mobility in general.
Yeah, and we're here only for one day. And there's so many halls, and we didn't get to all of them. But yeah, it's quite amazing.
So question, if you were to come here, not on a press day like
on
here,
that car. Yeah.
How many days would it take to go through this auto show?
If you really wanted to do it right, I think you'd have to come for probably 3 days.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, seriously, it's that big. Yeah. It's huge.
And so we're here as a guest of Volkswagen Canada, and we're in the Volkswagen Group Hall. So from our vantage point, we see Porsche, we see Skoda, we see Audi, we see Lamborghini, Seat, and we also are right in the middle of the Volkswagen booth. And this is the big one for us, right?
Yeah, guess what? Lamborghini, they introduced some sort of supercar.
What a shock.
Yeah, it's got some carbon fiber wings on it.
Wow, really?
Yeah. Guess who I saw in that booth though?
Well, the supercar girl?
Supercar Blondie.
Really?
I saw Supercar Blondie right here in Frankfurt. Yeah, so that's pretty cool. So what were some of your highlights of the show?
Well, I went over to hall number 8, and that's where the Chinese brands are. There's 3 Chinese brands, and I went to one press conference. Not a word of German, not a word of English, but they showed the cars. But what is really cool is that Byton, I think is how you say it, they have a car where the whole instrument panel, like from the left side of the windshield all the way to the right, is one big screen. What do you think of that?
I don't think it looks kind of gaudy. I must say.
Well, you know what? You got to remember that for especially the Chinese domestic market, personal mobility is kind of novel, right? It's still new, and you have a lot of people that are, new millionaires and stuff. They want to have something flashy. I can see that being. It's a real wow piece. You think the Tesla screen is big? It's the whole dash. It's amazing.
Yeah, and then we also went to the Mercedes. Hall. They have their own building. It's wild.
That's the thing about this. So you go to one of these huge pavilions and one brand in one hall. And the Mercedes one is the most beautiful one, I think.
It's gorgeous. It's like a concert hall converted. I don't know what it is. It's 3 stories. And they had a whole bunch of concepts. They had the
S-Class.
What was
an
it?
EQS.
EQS?
Their vision of what an S-Class electric vehicle would look like.
Oh yeah, the grille had 3-dimensional lights, and the headlights were like holograms, and yeah, it's pretty wild stuff there.
And they're pulling on the sort of Silver Arrow heritage look, and some pretty nice stuff.
Yeah, so, and then also we took a few pictures, some electrifying pictures in there. Right?
I forgot about that. Yeah, they had to display it. It was kind of like where you moved your hands, it became electrified. So we had some fun with that. And the woman that was standing in the corner, she's just shaking her head like everybody does the same sort of silly thing. What's going on over there?
There's a big launch going on right now, as you can hear. Wow. Something big. I see some dancers, I think.
I think that's not Skoda, that's Sian.
Sian. Okay, that's a Spanish brand.
Yeah, for the Volkswagen Group. Okay, let's get into what we saw here, which probably is...
First one, Audi.
Oh, Audi. I thought you were going to do this one. Okay, no. Audi. Some pretty nice red cars.
RS7.
Yeah.
And then they have all these wild concepts.
Yeah.
Like this race car.
AI thing.
Yes. Yeah, AI race car. Then they have this off-road. All these AI branded cars. Pretty cool. Pretty cool.
And so they were the first ones out of the gate from the Volkswagen Group with a fully electric vehicle, the e-tron. And then just last week, we were in Niagara Falls for the unveiling of the Taycan.
Yeah.
And then today, they unveiled at Volkswagen, the mother brand, their very first production ID car. And they have all of the ID concepts they've shown over the years. And we've been to all the auto shows and seen all of them.
Not only have we seen them, we've actually driven the ID Buzz. One of the very few people in the world that actually had an opportunity to drive that ID Buzz.
And here's how that went. Okay, we're driving in the ID Buzz. Not a bus, it's a Buzz. And what is it?
This is the future of automotive and the future of Volkswagen.
Yeah, this is a fully electric concept car. So those that have maybe been following the auto show circuit, Volkswagen has been introducing concept cars. The ID is the hatchback. They have the Cross, which is more like the crossover, and then this is the Bus or Buzz. And the fact that we're actually getting a chance to drive a concept, and the fact that the concept actually drives, is not common. Typically, these are just shells they roll out at auto shows, but this is the real deal. I can't even imagine what a concept like this costs to make. It's hand built.
It's priceless. This is the only one in existence.
Yeah, yeah. And if you've seen it on the auto show, we're driving it.
That's right.
So let's get into a little bit of what ID is. ID. You know what? We were standing watching the reveal of this new ID, and they rolled out the ID Buzz, and Thomas from Volkswagen leaned over and he says, "You're probably one of one who's ever driven this."
Yeah.
So it is pretty cool.
Yeah. So I can't wait for that to come out. But finally, it's here. The ID.3. That's what they're calling it.
I'm going to get my phone out because they have all the stats on this.
Okay. The ID.3 is finally here. This is not a concept. It's not a prototype. These are real production units. They produced about 400 of them already. They're going into production in November.
Yeah. 33,000 people have already ordered the car for the domestic European market, and they'll get starting to deliver them early next year.
So first off, what do you think of the look? When it came out, what did you think?
It's funny because I put a very short clip on YouTube, and a lot of people said, "Oh, looks too much like an electric car, too futuristic." Hey, listen, I really believe if that car rolled out and they said, "It's the new Volkswagen Golf," you would go, "Oh, okay, that's the new direction for Volkswagen for Golf." It looks like a modified, sleeker, stretched version of the Golf, and I think it's totally in keeping with the brand, and I think it looks good.
Yeah, and well, at this point, we're not going to get it in Canada. Probably not, but there's a chance. There's a chance.
I just want to go through some of the things that it has. So the base model is 330 kilometers of range. Now this is on the European cycle. Lots of people complain about e-Golf having 200. So 330. The middle-sized battery is 420. That's a lot of kilometers. And the big one is 550 kilometers of range. So for all of those people that say, "Oh, it's not offered with enough battery and enough range," well, if you want it, you're going to pay to be able to get that.
Just buck up, right? You know.
So this car, what I find interesting is this ID.3 is a rear-wheel drive car. Isn't that interesting? And it has 320 Newton meters of torque. I haven't done the conversion on that, but a lot of
over 300 pound-feet of torque.
So how much do you think it cost here in euros for the European market?
Well, they said when they launched it 4 years ago, or the concept, that they were going to make it so it would be the same price as a well-equipped Golf. And that's what they're saying still, $30,000.
Yep. Just under $30,000 to start. And then the bigger battery packs. The bigger battery pack is called the Pro, and the top one is called Pro S. What else can we say about it? Yeah, it's about Golf size on the outside, but interior-wise, because there's no engine, they push the cab forward, and obviously no transmission tunnel, what have you. It has the interior capacity of a Passat.
Yeah, they're saying mid-size room for a compact car. I did sit in the back. It's decent.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I find it interesting that they went for a rear-wheel drive. You know, Volkswagen cars have been all front-wheel drives for the most part with sedans. But anyway, that car we might get eventually in the North American market. What's coming next? They have a glass box over there with a wrap version of the production model of what is known now as the ID Cross.
The sport utility.
The sport utility. That's the one we're going to get in Canada when?
In spring of 2021.
So we have basically 18 months to wait, right?
Yeah, you know, I wish it came sooner.
I know, it's just
Seriously.
like everything is just a bit longer. But anyway, I think they're right to actually just wait to bring that. So they're going to do this ID.3 first for the European market. Get ready for the ID Cross, or whatever it's going to be called. It's going to be shown next spring, as early as spring. I think maybe Geneva Motor Show, probably. And that vehicle is what people want in North America. SUV and hopefully all-wheel drive.
So you put out a launch video. I put out a small video as well on my channel. What are some of your comments of this ID so far?
It's quite mixed, actually. Some people say it looks too much like an electric car. Well, it is an electric car. Some people say they don't. They like the look of it, and then there's quite a few comments. People think the interior looks a little bit inexpensive, but in Volkswagen's defense, hey, listen, this car is going to have 330 kilometers of range. It's going to be a nice size. It's not going to be too expensive. Something's got to give. You can't have everything, or the car would be $60,000 bucks, right?
And if people are comparing this, let's say, to the Model 3, right? Well, first of all, they're just probably comparing range, probably. Yeah. We got to compare the price, and this is not a premium vehicle.
No.
This is the same. This is why this launch is so big, because this has the same importance of what the Beetle had and the Volkswagen Golf had. This is a new era for a Volkswagen right here.
I think you have to look at vehicles like the Kona EV, the Nissan Leaf, with similar kinds of range and what they're able to charge. So you can't take 30,000 euros and just add 50% more to get the Canadian conversion, because that's not the way it works. They price the models for each individual market. I'm guessing, my own, it's just a guess, it would be under $45,000 Canadian. Two reasons. One, you want to be able to take care of that tax credit, and competing with the other brands that have cars right around $42,000.
Yeah, and then, you know, like the same equipped vehicle like the Model 3 would be probably what, another 20,000 more?
At least, yeah.
Right?
I mean, most Model 3s are transacting at BMW 3 Series prices, right? $60,000. So it's not. Yes, come on through. So I think that you can't compare apples. It's not apples to apples comparison.
No, you know, this is a vehicle for the masses.
Yeah. All right, what else do we want to talk about? So the ID, all of the ID cars eventually are going to be coming. We just have to wait a little bit longer, then a little bit longer, then a little bit longer. But at least they're coming.
They are on schedule, though. It just seems like we're waiting a long time, but apparently what they've said, their timeline, they're following it.
If there's one knock against Tesla, is the fact that they always overpromise and underdeliver. For example, their pickup truck has been delayed again. But here's the thing, I was at the Audi e-tron launch.
Yep.
And I spoke to the person that's in head of development for all Audi electric vehicles, and I said to him, how delayed were you from what you promised to deliver and when you actually delivered it? Guess how long they were off, how far they were out?
7 days.
2 weeks.
Okay, close.
So, you know, these big companies, when they decide to produce something and they commit to doing it, they work on that timeline. So yeah, when they say this car is going to be available in Canada at the beginning of 2021, that's when it'll be available.
Absolutely.
Anything else, Brian?
I don't know.
That's a lot. There's a lot to see.
I'm tired. Seriously, this show is just, it's that big. It really is.
So there's another edition of Sweet and Sauerkraut.
If you like the video, hit the thumbs up, and if you want to see more everyday reviews, hit the subscribe button. Thanks for watching.